Hello there, I'm Lyndon Thorpe. Welcome to Embodiment Q&A. And we're really getting into specifics now. We're talking about breathing today. We've talked about so many wide topics, amazing array of topics, but now it's time to get specific and, see how we can make things more practical for people. That's my aim. So in the next few weeks, we're going to be going through all the aspects of embodiment so that you can take advantage of that. And also open you up to the idea of transformation, because transformation is not an incremental thing at all. We're led to believe it is, that we must build up hour by hour or week by week or something like that. It's not incremental, it's instant. The only key is you have to give your permission, your full permission to allow the transformation. You are the supreme ruler of your mind. Nobody else can do that. No one can do it to you. And this week I've been sharing a recent transformation that was very successful. So check out my profile and you'll be able to learn more about it. Okay, so as usual, I like to start with a voiceless video to get you into the mood for this topic. So I'm going to share my screen and let's just spend 2 or 3 minutes reflecting on the topic. And you may think about your particular problems or particular questions about breathing as you watch. And of course, my guests are here now. They're backstage, and I'll be inviting them in very shortly. So let's just go and watch this video together. Okay, so I hope that gave you some ideas. Of course, breathing is a huge topic. I studied the breath for 3 or 4 years when I was becoming an Alexander teacher. It's fascinating. And I could devote really most of my time to breath work, but there are other things to take care of too. So, but yes, it's quite fascinating. And we're discovering more and more about how breath connects us to the earth. Yeah, it's fascinating. Anyway, without more ado, let me bring my lovely guests on stage. Abby Sheila is here. There we are. Oh, I'm going to put her in a line because it's better for short clips. If I put us all over the place, then when I make the clips, somebody has to get their head cut off. So it's much better if we're all in a line like this, I think. Okay, so let's get started. I've given you a whole batch of questions. Muiba, what do you think so far? What did the video inspire?
You're on mute, Muiba.
Of it. Aha.
There you are. There you are.
Yeah. I hope you hear me quite well because I was saying hello. Hello, Lyndon. Hello, Abby.
Hello.
Everyone.
Yeah. It's great to see you.
Yeah.
Great to see you.
Thank you. Thank you so much. And breathing, you were saying, is such an important topic for you. It is for me. And my feeling is it is definitely for everyone on earth. Because without breathing, we just disappear within minutes. So it is the most important for every living human being, animals, and even plants. So here we are. This is life on earth. Second, what is formidable, it is one of the few rarities today that is free of charge. So, yes, I remember when privatization started in the 1980s, people were saying, thank God that air cannot be privatized. And so it is still our own, and no one can take it away from us. So this is formidable. Another major idea I got while listening to you and watching the video is that we can come from completely different spaces and places. Some of us are biologists, some of us are spiritual human beings in particular, some of us are physicians, no problem. When we are on the right path, we get to the same space. How important breathing and breath is. And final thought, we can find different ways of appreciating breathing. But when we do, it's a it's a blessing, actually, to know the importance of breathing. That's where I got after listening to you and watching the video. Yeah.
Wonderful. Thank you. Thank you. That's great. Yes, we are blessed. We are truly blessed. And it really can make us value our existence on this planet, because it's the only planet that provides breathable air. And we don't have spacesuits all the time. That would be so horrible, I think. So it is our most precious asset. And I think I say that every day about 10 times to all my clients and my audience and so on. People need reminding. We take it for granted. We just take it for granted. But if you don't take it for granted, if you really make space every day to appreciate it, then you're building a wonderful foundation of gratitude. And gratitude is the best possible way to live, because it means we're content with what we've got, and whatever else comes to us is a bonus. So it's a huge spiritual influence and impact, I think, to appreciate it. Super, thank you. So, Ebijila, what about you? What did that conjure up for you?
Yeah, like I thought the same, like about the way we take breath for granted, because I guess we've always had it from the second we came out. We've had breath, so it's kind of natural. And I like how it said breath is the body's steering wheel. It is the body's steering wheel. And I'm beginning to appreciate and recognize that. Also, something you talked about, the video showed something about wellness, and I always attributed breath to wellness. And it's saying, I think you were saying it's not really about wellness, it's not only about wellness. And so that's giving me another food for thought, which I'm bringing in. And then you said something about steadiness, self-respect, clarity, and responsibility, all to do with breath. You just think about breath, about breathing, but the responsibility to look after our bodies, which is where the wellness comes in for me. But there are other things which you talked about when you about take a phone call, or you're about to, or maybe there's a debate going on. The cue is to just take the deep breath, and then you get clarity in your mind, and you're able to respond as opposed to respect, as opposed to not respect, respond as opposed to
react.
React was the word I was looking for. I don't know why.
Yeah, those two words are confusable, I think. Yes, yes.
So
wonderful. Anything else?
So what is the breath that question, what is the breath protecting me from? And another thing that came to mind is you talked about you showed the video about the diaphragm breathing, and you said taking deep breaths, it's not always diaphragm breathing. So I'd like to know how to breathe correctly so that we're breathing from diaphragm. Because as a musician, I think, and as a singer, I think you sing too, they teach you about that. Well, I haven't had formal lessons in singing, so I've been told how to deep breath, but I'm not sure I'm doing it right. So that'll be something, hopefully, during our conversation, you explain to me and the audience so that we can do it right.
Yes, I'd love to. That's a great question. Yes, people are very surprised when I tell them that. Yes, you can overbreathe, and you can, as well as you can overdrink. I mean, I don't mean alcohol. I mean fluid. You can drink too much, and this floods the system. So it's the same with this. We see breath as this this commodity, almost. I think maybe people see it as a commodity that if we have a lot of it, we'll be great, we'll be healthy. But it's not like that, because if you get the wrong balance of oxygen and carbon dioxide in a lot of breath, so if you're really, really breathing so deeply for a while, then you're going to upset the balance, the chemistry of that breath, and the way it feeds into the alveoli inside the lungs to be purified, and the way it goes into the blood as hemoglobin, and so on. So if you breathe too much, those balances are very delicate. They will be disrupted by too much air. And the other thing is that I have found with people, when they really start to take too much air in, they get really dizzy. There's a kind of sense of all this air goes to their head, and a couple of people have complained of feeling dizzy. So I think for each of us, we have to get to know how we breathe. People don't think about it. It's amazing. We all have a different way of breathing. We all use breath in a different way because of our biology and because of our physiology and so on. So one of the best regulators of your breath is the diaphragm. And that's why I particularly talked about that today. I was talking to a group of people yesterday, and okay, it was in Japan, and I had to do this in Japanese, and nobody knew what I was talking about. In Japanese, it's all kakumaku, and nobody knew what that was. And
What is
people put their hands,
kakumaku?
all kakumaku in Japanese, and
What's
nobody.
kakumaku?
Yeah, you like it, don't you? It's very
What is
strange.
kakumaku?
But yes, nobody knew where it was. And in fact, one person thought it was something in the abdomen. So it's amazing that people don't realize that the diaphragm is your principal breathing muscle. Your principal breathing muscle, as you saw from the video and slides, it's right up under your rib cage. And it's literally a dome of muscle, quite thin dome of muscle, and it's connected at the sides of the rib cage. And if you use it properly, and you may not even know whether you're using it or not, because if you haven't used it for a long time, it's very difficult to tell. And if you're not using your diaphragm, you're going to be using your belly or your abdomen. So abdominal breathing is not good. It's not good for our balance. It's not good for the blood components and so on. Diaphragmatic breathing is the best. So a good way to tell, I had people rolling about yesterday doing this, a really good way to tell whether you are breathing diaphragmatically or not. You can try it for yourself if you like. If you put your right arm down, let your fingers just hang, and turn your head to the left, and then cough 5 times. Oh, you're doing it great. Now your diaphragm is free. It's free. Coughing is the best way to sneezing, or hiccups is another way that the diaphragm really starts to appear. So once you've done this coughing, you can then start to feel it when you exhale. So it's always good to do any breathing work starting with an exhale. So if you exhale, you'll feel your diaphragm moving up. And when you inhale, it goes down. And, yes, good. We need to just, yesterday people just had no idea. They couldn't tell, but it's really important because it's a completely different way of breathing. And not only that, it's very structural. So, the diaphragm is a muscle that you can develop, and it really helps the structure of the upper body if it's working properly. The belly really unbalances the structure of the body, but the diaphragm is the key. So
why do you think people confuse the belly breathing and because again, when I saw that, questions just like flooding through my head. So why is that people? Because I've been taught, that your belly goes up, it means you did it well. Your belly goes down. So when you breathe in, your belly is supposed to go up, and when you breathe out, your belly is supposed to go down. And so how can you tell the difference that you're not belly breathing as opposed to diaphragmatic?
The best thing is to just look in a mirror, really. And you'll see, if you look at your lower abdomen, if you're breathing from the abdomen, then that will be going in and out when really it should be static. The muscles of the abdomen should be not hard, but static and slightly pulled in to give you good posture and good balance. So look in a mirror and you'll soon see that if you hold your abdomen firmly, if it's firmly in place, then you have no choice but to breathe from the diaphragm, unless you're breathing from the upper chest. Now, many people breathe from here. It's called clavicular breathing, and it's very bad for you. And it just makes you very lightheaded and the wrong blood chemistry and so on. So the diaphragm is not only the best way to process air in the body, but it's also the best for your structure, for your general structure, because once the diaphragm's active, when it moves down, you're making lots of space in the rib cage, and the heart can relax. So if you do quite a lot of diaphragmatic breathing, your heart will really start to expand and relax. It's held quite often, the heart, because of our breathing method. So it has enormous impact if you can really locate your diaphragm. So try a mirror and just experiment when you've got nothing else to do, and you'll see that it's such a nice feeling compared with breathing in your belly or breathing up in your chest. Great question, Abby. Thank you. This is embodiment Q&A. So I think really it's my turn to answer the questions.
You're right. It's your field. And what is fascinating is my view of teamwork. Teamwork is always the most fascinating. To me, teamwork brings in so much learning to everyone around. That's why I always try to collaborate, and I'm all the time talking about collaboration, because you've got people coming from different backgrounds and having different experiences. And as you explain it so well from a biological point of view, I tend to explain it from a spiritual point of view and say, first, when I ask my clients, what are you grateful for? Sometimes they just go like, for quite a while, they are grateful for nothing. I say, really? Let's go little by little. And I say, I'm grateful for breathing. Oh, yeah, of course, sort of. And you mentioned taking it for granted. And yet it is number one blessing. So when we go there, we become more grateful. And here I touch upon how much I cherish gratitude. I call it the mistress of values. And once you are grateful, all the values follow. The main values follow. So gratitude for the fact that we can breathe. Second is something you touched upon, something that is so dear to me, is personalizing. I've heard a lot of people speak of breathing as 4 phases, you exhale and then breathe in, pause, exhale, pause. I've tried it. It doesn't function with me. It is beautifully done by others and so beneficial for others. So the personalized gesture is very, very important. Why do I cherish this simple exhale, inhale? Is because it gives me peace of mind, and I close my eyes and I open my arms. If you look at pictures, most people who go out in nature have got arms open. And this is what I do. It's a way of embracing nature. This is why I say I come from a spiritual background, where by opening your arms, you're breathing better, you're embracing nature and its perfumes and its wonderful colors. So it's a complete gesture that comes with breathing. This is personal. Anyone has got a personal approach to breathing as long as it works. And you asked about how do we know it's the right breathing. You do it right when you feel it right. I open my arms and I breathe well, and it has an immediate calming effect on me. So this is how I know I'm doing it right. A biologist, as you were saying, would explain it in different ways, using different terms, but would know this is how it feels right. So when it feels right, it is right. And finally, when and where we will cover later.
Yeah, great. Yes, that's so true. The problem, Muhiba, the problem is, sorry, that's very unusual. My land phone is ringing. It's all right, it'll be stopping now. What was I saying? Yes. The interesting thing is that you say, because you're very connected and you're very experienced and very wise in so many ways. So you know when something feels right. But I'm finding with younger, dare I say that, younger people, don't want to insult anybody, but, you know, people that were born during this 30
I think
years.
it's everybody. I don't think it's an age thing. Sorry. I think it's everybody. Most people are not connected to their breath.
Well,
I mean, you're saying it's the younger generation, but I'm finding now it's across the board.
But it's really interesting, Abby, because when you get them to experiment with their breath, and you say, "How does it feel?" and they have no idea because they are disconnected. So they can't.
I mean, most people are. I was, and even though I'm more connected to my breath now, watching this today has made me realize that I probably was not doing it as I should be doing it, and actually, it's not that I didn't know as much as I now know from watching and from what you've said. Yeah, so like I said, I only connected it to health as opposed to the entirety of everything of breath. And that's why, like, okay, I grew up in the Christian religion, and one of the things it says is that breath was given to Adam, and there was a significance in that statement, you know, because of the significance of what breath is to our body. So that was specifically mentioned about the breath going in, and then he got the life.
Yes. And the other thing
and when a baby is born, it's always the first thing, isn't it?
Yes. And yes, the other thing is the word. The breath is the word. So, of course, the other vital thing about breath is that without it, we can't speak. You know, the air passes through the vocal cords, vibrates them. People don't know that. It's amazing. People don't realize that. They think some kind of center of speaking inside them, and you just press a button and it happens. But it only happens.
I think it's important for people to know this because we take breath for granted. It's important for people to know the steps, because then it makes you start to realize how it affects your body and it affects nature. Because one of the questions is that what actually happens to oxygen after you inhale it? Where does it go? How does it enter the bloodstream? I know we have taught about this in biology, but it's like all academic, which is fine. Academic is fine because it's nature, it's knowledge, but it's not the whole entirety. Academics is not the whole entirety of what life is about. It's a little bit.
If I may suggest,
it's a little bit of life. It's not life.
If I may suggest, nothing. Absolutely, thank you. Nothing is the entirety of life. And this is why I'm a great, great believer in teamwork and in collaboration, because each one of us has got some little something, some little knowledge that comes from a different background, from a different cultural background. And whatever background we come from, no problem, we come to share the knowledge, the outcome of the background, whatever you would have learned. And so this is what is so formidable. And you're right to say, without air, we can't speak, we can't sing, we can't live all together. And so this shows the importance of air indeed. Yeah, please continue, Lyndon.
Yes, well, I was just
going to question. What happens to oxygen after you inhale? Where does it go, and how does it enter the blood?
Right. Okay. Well, just to address that, I think, just to address Muiba, I think first the idea of group breathing really appeals to me. So I've led many groups, and in fact my classes, I used to do use small research groups, and we did breathing work first of all to get clarity, you know. And at first they thought I was very strange, but eventually they would start without me. If I was late or something, they'd actually start to do it. And what happened was really interesting, because they told me that they felt closer to their partners because the breathing happened before the speaking. In other words, the unlimited mind, the unlimited mind with no words, worked wonders on their.
That's giving me goose pimples.
Oh, really? It was so good. Yeah. It gave them, what can I say, a kind of pause, if you like, a non-verbal pause. And they said to me, oh, I could not imagine this person was like this. They got a very different sense of each other from non-verbal, just 3 or 4 minutes at the beginning of our meetings. And then we started to do something really interesting. And I don't know if you've ever tried this with a group, but of course we were in the classroom, not online. So yeah, we would stand in a circle because although it's not really allowed for teachers in Japan to get so close to students, I did all the time, always, I had a very kind of close relationship. So we'd stand in a circle, shoulder to shoulder, okay, and depending on how many we were, pressed together, and we'd close our eyes, start to breathe. Most extraordinary things happened. The circles started to move quickly, and there was this a fantastic sense that we were all breathing the same air and we were all breathing together. So this, talk about collaboration, this really made these research groups so strong, and they were so happy and lifelong friends. They're all in touch with each other. And that was through breathing.
Yeah, that's really amazing.
Yeah. As you are saying, collaboration, teamwork, and sharing knowledge. You see how much you can by just sharing knowledge. You're not advising, you're not forcing anything on anyone, just sharing an experience. And when I tell my coaches who are in trouble, who are not feeling well, I say, first thing, how many times a day do you do intentional breathing? You should have this intentional breathing every time you're not feeling well. Relax, close your eyes and just breathe this exhale, inhale, the way you like it, the rhythm you like it. This is when. Now this is where, if you have a garden, go out and it's nice weather. Whatever you call it, nice weather. Some people call nice weather when it's pouring with rain because they don't have rain, or it's shining because they don't have shine. Just go out in nature.
Yeah.
And you go like this.
Such a difference.
So it's the when, it's the where. When you are in difficulty, when you are out, when you are in bed and feel like relaxing, close your eyes. The minute you open your eyes, how do you feel? Without any doubt, they would say, I feel clearer, I feel lighter, I feel happier. And if we can share this knowledge with others, because we have had the chance to have acquired this knowledge, whether it's biology or spirituality or whatever, if we share this knowledge, we are doing the universe a lot of good. Ourselves a lot of good because we are always happy to help others. Others a lot of good because they are so happy to have changed their way of life through breathing, breathing. And we are doing a lot of good for the whole universe. So never doubt, I tell my coaches, never doubt how much potential each one of us has.
Totally agree. That's a great point. Yeah, Ebby.
Yeah. So coming back to breathing and like the oxygen and the carbon dioxide, there's a lot of belief around which puzzles me about carbon dioxide. So it's puzzled me from what I learned growing up. So it puzzles me the negativity around carbon dioxide, because carbon dioxide is what fuels the planet. Without it, we probably wouldn't be here. So why is carbon dioxide not a waste gas? And how does it relate to breathing pace and breath holding discomfort?
Right. Well, this is another huge question. But in brief, yeah, if you imagine that carbon dioxide really is a poison, it's a poisonous gas. And so very often I drop that into a conversation and people are a bit shocked and a bit scared. And I say, but it's wonderful because you can exhale. And if you exhale from your diaphragm, if you're using diaphragmatic breathing, then
So we're
you're going to,
exhaling. Sorry, just to interrupt you. So we're inhaling oxygen, which I
yeah,
suppose they teach us in biology, and then we're exhaling carbon dioxide. But the
yes,
carbon dioxide is used by the plants, isn't it? So, I mean,
yes,
I know you're calling the poisonous gas, but again, we talked about words, and I guess because I did AI reflections and talked about words, that's a negative word related to something that we need that's useful.
yes,
So
yes,
when you
yes,
call it a poisonous gas, it doesn't sit well in my body.
you're
Sorry, you're
right.
the one teaching me all that, so sorry.
Touche. Okay. Yeah, absolutely. Well, I have to say that I think that we're a bit academic about this carbonization stuff because the planet will take care of itself. But I think, yes, if we're living in huge, crowded, overpopulated urban sprawls, yes, of course, it's going to be much more difficult for the planet. So, I'm always really careful about where I choose to live. I always want to be outside. I don't want to live in cities. I hate cities, really. I was born in a city and I really don't like cities much at all. A bit like Muiba, I know she hates cities too. So I always choose somewhere far away, covered with trees. Trees, of course, clean the air tremendously well. And so I'm living at the moment in an incredible kind of huge forest, really, with a canal running through it. And just surrounded by trees, big ancient trees. And so although I'm only 20 minutes drive from the center of my nearest medium-sized city, it's not very big, but it's a city. Yeah, the air around where I live is really clear. So, yeah, I think if we take responsibility for this, if we really want to take responsibility for it, then I think we could perhaps all try to live somewhere near trees or away from big groups of people if we can. And I think that will help balance out the planet's problems. And yeah, in a way, going back to my tapestry, my wonderful Ninja tapestry, all life is a massive tapestry. Yeah, if we move away from all the pollution, then our stitch will become vibrant again. And for me, I feel if I'm in a city, I can feel my stitches fading. There's something very alien to me about cities. I know they're fun and there's culture and so on and so forth, and that's great. But now we can get all that stuff on TV and online and so on. So I don't feel the need to go so often to cities. But I do immediately feel this kind of fading sensation of my energy and of course, don't want to breathe at all. And here in Japan, it's really interesting. People wear masks like this because they're so worried about their makeup. It's true, especially the women, but even the men too. So they prefer to mask. All my students used to do this. They all come with masks on, even when we didn't have COVID. And I'd say, oh, why are you all covered up? And I wasn't covered up. And they'd say, oh, I was late getting up this morning, and so I haven't put my makeup on. So, people in Japan are very vain, really. They're very, concerned about their appearance. So yeah, you'll see most Japanese will wear masks. So it's rather good in cities that they do, even though I hate masks and I hate wearing them. But and that's another reason I don't want to be in the city, because I don't want to wear a mask, you know. So
And if I may add, it depends on the city itself. I remember spending my summers in London, and I was
Not
shocked,
in London, you don't want to.
shocked, because I would go for my shower in the evening and cleaning my nose. I would see that it had black spots, my nose.
yeah,
So I wish we had masks, because I would have worn them and had less of this black, I would say black.
yeah, yeah.
Black, my
But
nose
can
would
I?
have black things, which means that how polluted the city is. And as you are saying, it's nice to be in a city that is not polluted. And this is the case in Oman, where I live in the city. I live in the best space because it's far, far away from everything, and it's dry and it's mountainous space. And I'm never sick, practically never, ever sick. Put me in a city, in a humid space, I'm sick next morning, no later than that. It's not.
Yeah.
It's nice to have it. I often say to have a place that is so pleasant culturally, and in terms of leisure time, you can spend your leisure time somewhere. At the same time, what is more important is that there are spaces where you can walk, and trees around, and the sea is there. These are wonderful, wonderful spaces. So you're right
Yes.
about choosing where to live. Where to live is important. And
Yes.
it gives us
Yeah.
that extra dimension
I,
of
I, I,
well-being.
I live in the city, and I try and go to the countryside at least once a month. And I find that maybe, I think because we are all so close together, although I live on the outskirts, so we're not as close as people in the center.
No.
So I think because of the Wi-Fi, like some people, there's so much, we can't see Wi-Fi because they're invisible, aren't they? But there's so much Wi-Fi because we're all so close together. And
Yeah,
I
this is
find
another.
that, I
Yeah.
find that my sleep, so when I'm in London, I'm having to take magnesium now, which is helping. But when I'm in London, I'm waking up like 2 hours. But when I go to the country, I can sleep. My average sleep is about 4 or 5 hours, right from childhood.
Really?
But I can actually sleep straight for 5 hours when I'm in the country.
You only sleep for
When
5
I'm in
hours.
London, it's like pardon?
Oh, how long normally do you sleep?
So when I was young, I used to be 3-4 hours.
Really?
Now I can get up to 3. All my life it's always been like that. I take naps.
Really?
Yeah, as far I take naps. So I think that's what, because I was reading about
Oh,
it, because everybody says 7 to 10 hours. I think, no, I'm an outlier. No, and I have energy. I don't feel tired. And my
Power
brain,
nap.
my focus is great. So, but now I can sleep
Mm.
5. But the thing is, I think because I take naps, so it counts.
It
Those
balances
count.
out.
They
I
need
didn't
to be
realize, but
counted.
those count.
Abby, you need to count them, because older people tend to say, my God, I only sleep for 3 or 4 hours. I say, do you calculate naps? No, I don't. Well, do. Because once you
Yeah,
start calculating naps, it's 6 or
it
7
adds up.
hours.
Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
yeah.
This
Yeah.
is
So I think, you're right.
you need to calculate it.
Yeah,
Otherwise, you get
you're right. You're absolutely right, because I didn't know that before, and I was getting worried. But I thought all my life I've always never slept that way.
no,
But
it
then I
can't
take a lot
be.
of naps,
Mm.
so
Oh,
that
yeah.
will add up to
Yeah, it's very important. It gives you, you are content to think, oh, after all, yeah, I'm getting my hours of sleep. So it
Yeah.
gives you a lot of well-being, to
Yes.
realize, yeah,
Mm.
I'm good, I'm doing good, good.
Yeah, exactly,
Well,
exactly.
clearly you are. Clearly
Yeah.
you're great. But I mean, I can't, if I don't have 8 hours, I'm not myself at all. I'm a real sleep queen.
If I have 8 hours, I'll be really feel stupid and lazy. If I have long sleep, I'm just useless throughout the day. I just feel
Really?
lazy. I just lie in bed.
And this is why I speak of the personal. This is why I speak of the personal. For example, sometimes I'm sitting at my laptop and I go like this and I sleep for half an hour. I say, calculate. Don't you claim later on that you haven't had enough sleep. This is a half an hour, because I look at the clock. Okay, half an hour is to be added, so that I don't lie to myself. Go on.
You
You're
nod
having
off.
a lot of sleep. Don't be a good girl. Be a good girl.
Well, I'm someone who I cannot sleep during the day at all, because I just get 8 hours and that's it. I can't have a nap. Can't nap at all. I'm hopeless at that. So, not a napper.
May I add that we change in life during different periods of life. I never ever understood why my husband meant to go even for 10 minutes after lunch. He would say, I need my nap. I said, come on, 10 minutes? I don't look down on 10 minutes
10 minutes
now.
is gold.
And
It's gold for nap.
yeah. And he used to say this. And now when I take a nap, a half-hour nap after lunch, I know I'm going to have brilliant working hours later. So as we change, you know what? We let us not resist what our bodies are telling us. My body is telling me get a nap. I get a nap. My body doesn't need one. I say okay. I go.
Yes.
Whereas if we impose these things on my husband said have a nap. I would have open eyes during his nap. I never forced myself. Now I take my own nap. Isn't it beautiful to know ourselves? We are unique.
Absolutely.
Follow what our bodies want.
Yes. That's the problem with many people. They are disconnected, and so they don't know themselves, and they don't take time to get to know themselves. And that's a really sad reflection, I think, of the digital era and so on, that, people are losing contact with themselves. So that's my role. That's our role as coaches and mentors, I think, to get people to know themselves.
If I may add, if we encourage them, again, this is to do with sharing. If we encourage them and think, you can do with digital period and digital era what you like. Take from it what you like, what connects you. You live far from family. Yes, use social media. Don't let social media control you. Control social media. I often say this. When you control time, social media, circumstances, you'll do much better. I'm not saying it's all the time possible, but control what is possible, and you will not be controlled.
Correct.
That's my
Absolutely. That's a great point. Yeah.
Great point. Something I was really, really curious about, because there's this stress, so why does stress push the breath up into the chest and throat? That. So when we feel stressed, or the body's, so you're feeling hungry, or the body's feeling some sort of stress, why does that happen?
This is really, really interesting. You remember we talked about stress about 7 or 8 weeks ago. Do you remember?
Yes.
Of course, stress, people think it's all bad. People think cholesterol. So there is good cholesterol and there's bad cholesterol. And it's the same with stress. So, there's a lot of research now saying that if we don't have stress, if we don't have stress ever, could be lots of other problems going on. It's not natural not to have some stress in your body. And in fact, I've got a really good MD friend who says, you have to make stress your friend. Become friends with stress.
That's the trick, isn't it?
Yeah, because it will indicate, it's like, if you on your vagus nerve, and as you know, vagus nerve is stimulated by what I call whole body listening. We've talked about that too. Gosh, we've covered some fabulous topics in our days. But if you whole body breathe, then your vagus nerve will be toned up. You will get the signals immediately of any distress in the body, and you'll be able to say, okay, stop. And this means you don't go into burnout. Okay.
Yeah.
Well, it's the same with stress, really. And yeah, if we, for example, look at someone with a panic attack, which I have unfortunately looked at many people with panic attacks here in Japan, as I've mentioned before, then yes, what happens is there is a sense of threat. I mentioned this on the video. There's a sense of threat. And so immediately the diaphragm braces, the lower body braces, ready to run because there's some kind of danger. So it's the kind of fight or flee impulse in the body, the urge, So, if you are going to panic about something, then the diaphragm just locks. And all the breathing activity comes up into the top part of the chest, into the throat, and it causes people to just pass out. Suffocate.
I was going to comment intellectually on what you were saying, because I have just finished writing an article explaining, and you will read it soon. So I'm not going to tell you all my secrets in the article where I speak of what you have just explained being the warning system. You will read it sometime in the coming days, weeks, God knows. But I loved it because I reversed my whole thinking with what you have just said about stress. So we will talk about this at later times. I would rather tell you my anecdote. I'm a great lover of the sea. I swim and I dive. First point, just as, and you were right, Abby, when you said, as a musician, Lyndon, you need to think of breath, control breath, and know exactly when to exhale, when to inhale, because that's important for your thinking. Same with me as a diver. When you go down, you better know exactly how much air you can keep until you go down and how much air to keep to go up. You have to calculate. I go 12 meters because I'm small. So I go 12 meters, not more, without oxygen. It's my own oxygen. And when going up, I better know how much air, oxygen I need to have. Otherwise, I would drop, as you say, I would drop before I can get to the surface. So as divers, we learn how to control, how to play with our breath. And my anecdote is that I once went into the sea, went too far. I didn't realize the sea was pushing me towards the sea. When I turned around, I was shocked. I was so far away from the beach. And I was swimming with another swimmer. I looked around. I never said a word. He never said a word. We just moved on. I panicked on the spot. I panicked. And then I remembered, I said, people don't die because they don't know. They are, my husband used to say, excellent swimmers are those who die because they trust themselves and then they panic. I said, people die because they panic.
Yeah.
I'm not going to panic. I can swim for 3 hours. So I will shut
So that's
down.
the stress and the panic, and then the thing comes up here, and then
Absolutely. So I thought, no panic, relax, swim.
It's a
for 1
it's
hour,
a horrible thing.
2
Yeah, that's a
hours,
great
3
anecdote. Yeah.
hours. Yes,
great,
yes. I said, I won't die. Funny enough, I could see death smiling. I said, no, death. I'm not panicking. I'll swim. And I had a mask, so I could see down. I said, if I can see this little something go behind, I'm safe. If I can't, I'm done. And I could see that little thing. I could move past it, and I was smiling back to death. And I was relaxing and feeling better, breathing better. I didn't have oxygen. It was my own oxygen. I was inhaling. And I moved. And when I got to the beach, all the people were watching. We thought you would never come back because the sea was quite rough.
Really?
And my companion never said a word. I never said a word, not to get the other panicking. Each one thought the other is quite relaxed, which was not the case. But we still managed, and we got to the beach. Companionship was important for me. Companionship was important for him.
Yeah.
And we got there thanks to saying no to stress, no to panicking, enjoy our breathing, normal breathing, and we got there trusting our bodies, trusting our
Wonderful.
trust, our belief. This is what I wanted to tell this anecdote. Trust.
Yes.
Trust your
A lovely
body.
story.
It will serve you. Thank you so much. Thank you so much.
Wonderful. Yes. We if we make friends with stress, we can talk to it, as you did, Maeva. You can say it's okay. We can trust ourselves, and that's a key point, really, with breath.
Lyndon, you are
People
revealing
don't.
all my secrets in my article. You are telling it all without having read it. You have not read it, so you have the right. There's no
I
copyright
haven't.
here.
Oh,
You
but
haven't read
it's
my
predictable
article.
that we'd
It's
have the same
predictable.
ideas, I think.
Yes. Because you speak of stress as a warning system. That's exactly what I do. And you will read it, as I said. I'll publish it much earlier than I thought. Okay.
Oh, good. So we can get the secrets. Great. Okay.
And the
So
secret
yes,
is to talk to it. You said it. Talk to
yeah,
it. Whatever it
yeah.
is, fear, panic, anxiety, stress, talk to it and say, don't come close to me. You're not serving me. And if you're serving me, I listen and do as you advise. Yes.
Absolutely. And that brings us to another really important point, that every word we say, whether or inside, is an instruction to the body. And Ebby and I have been exploring this recently, haven't we? There's a perfect example of how you made friends with stress and staved off your panic, and then talked to yourself in your own way and overcame the problem. So we can all do that. And we can all do that in any situation, as long as we get the right words. As long as we're not using. Yes,
and
yes.
my article is about talking to. I love the way you put it because that's what I put it there. I made stress or whatever my article is about. I made it talk to me and me answer back and say, you've not been nice to me. And I make it a he. And he said, I have been quite nice to you. I've been signaling to you. I'm your warning system. Isn't it beautiful? This is why I say we're going exactly. We have reached the same point.
Amazing,
about
isn't it? But
our body has got a warning system. If we close our eyes, it's to listen to our body, not to disappear somewhere and forget about the body. No, it's to better listen to our body.
Lovely. I mean, we can bring all these things together, but yes, especially with the breath. I have had cause to work with people with very profound asthma. And in fact, my own brother, who not only had the most incredible burnout I've ever known, as I've mentioned before, but he also had very severe asthma as a child. And I was the elder sister, so I had to kind of look after him. He was my responsibility. He really had all the wrong words. And even as a child, when he was kind of getting really upset about not being able to take the next breath, he was saying very negative things, So even then, at the age of 8 or 9, you're going to make this worse. Let's say something positive about this. And so he changed the words he said, and then gradually he relaxed and the breath settled down and he was okay. And so, he always says, you really saved my life, sister, because you made me realize how important language is. Now, how the hell I knew that, I don't know. It's in my blood. It's in my genes.
Trust the child. Trust the
Intuition.
child.
It's instinctive, these things.
Trust the child. The child is a wonderful human being when left alone, without all the rules and regulations that come from all of it.
But we all are. We all are. We just need to rediscover the intuition, the sixth sense, which is kind of dormant for humans.
Yeah.
Which,
I have often said, sometimes
Yes.
at conferences where all these scholars are around, I've always said this: we are all little ones. And these scholars go like, excuse me? Yeah, we are little ones. We love like little ones.
Yeah.
If we are lucky, we continue to love like little ones and desire like little ones and play like little ones without that vicious competitive spirit and competition and jealousy. Little ones play so well without all these funny, vicious feelings. They don't have any of that. When they are 3, 4-year-old, they just play around. It's only when the parents tell them, you're not as good as your brother. Now comparison comes in. And here comes trauma, which we would have forgotten, but it's always there. Yeah. We just play like
this
little
is
ones.
another huge topic, isn't it? Really, parenting and really dealing
blame the
with
parents because I wouldn't blame the parents because it comes, first of all, it's generational. So the parents have gone through that system too, and secondly, it's just society, and some things are inherent. We are competitive by nature,
and I say we are collaborative by nature, because that's what
we can be with people that are like us, but when something is different, that's when the competition comes in. Some people are. Some people, it is, and we have to be aware that we have the competition in us, because if we're not aware that we're competitive, then we can't change it. But when we are aware, then we can curtail it and go for collaboration.
Now,
I agree with you. I love collaboration.
You are right. You are both right to touch upon a topic, but that needs another session. Are we competitive or collaborative? That is definitely for another time, another session.
But I would say right at the outset that I think that the competitive mind is the limited mind.
Yes.
The collaborative mind is the heart. Comes from the heart, doesn't it?
Yes.
We agree. Ooh, we all agree. Great. Yes.
We all agree.
And that's why I want people to step out of the limited mind into their unlimited mind, as I put it. Because
that's love.
Then
the limited mind is love.
Yeah, you're right. Absolutely right.
Yeah,
and that's
a
wonderful note.
And you remind me of a friend who says, Muhiba, you love love. I say, yeah, I love love as a value because it takes me out there and in here, and both ways is serving me. It serves all of us when we hold love and throw away all these negative feelings and negative values that claim to serve us. Be competitive, you'll win nothing except losing friends. But if you are collaborative, you gain enemies who become your friends. Because that, like rowing a boat,
definitely the heart.
You can't compete. One wants to go this way, the other wants to go back. You stay where you are. Whereas if you are collaborating, you move on and on. And it's a lovely feeling that we need just to let be. Not even, no, it's there. Let it be. It's the natural survival clue to a world that has become a bit too competitive for my own taste. I can tell you.
Absolutely. Well, we are a very good example of how to collaborate, I think, aren't we? We three. We're just constantly moving on, and really enjoying this tremendous blending of three individual minds, three individual lives, and we've got a comment here from someone called the Old Greg. The Old Greg, thank you so much. Hello and welcome. Tell us more and tell us how you have enjoyed today. If you have any questions or comments, please. And it's someone from YouTube. Okay, I'll check out the channel and see if you've put any more comments. But thank you so much for coming to join us here. And if you'd like to come and join us in the studio, you can. Just drop me a DM and I'll give you the link and you can join us. Great. Okay, my dear friends, it's the weekend has begun as usual. We've gone over, but yes, there's so much to talk about. And yes, any ideas about next topic? I went ahead and started to look at specifics with the breast. Anything else?
Are we collaborative or competitive by nature?
Shall we do that? Abby, agree?
Agree.
I think
that's fine.
I think there might be a few fights going on, but I'll be the referee.
Good God. As usual, by the way, that's your role. That's our reality. Yeah. And that's the beauty of sharing. And that's the beauty of collaborating.
Yeah. Okay, let's do that then. Are we collaborative or competitive by nature?
Yeah.
Okay. Good.
Great.
Okay, I'll organize it. Super. Oh, exciting. Well, anyway, I hope you've learned something new about breathing, and the diaphragm or kakumaku is very important. And, I can imagine you this weekend swimming or playing tennis and thinking, now where is my diaphragm? Yes, I'll just have a cough and then I'll be able to loosen it. And then you'll get more in touch with that, the quintessentially perfect way of breathing. It's the best possible way. So, I'll imagine you doing
it. Yeah. And my final thought is every time we are grateful for having breathing ready for us, always available, free of charge, we can be grateful. And by being grateful, we become superb and we enjoy life. That's my last spiritual reflection.
A wonderful last moment. And Abby, any last thought?
No, I think if we just try and just stay present, the breathing from the diaphragm, practice that because that's important. And then you see the changes that start to happen in terms of your clarity, in terms of your speaking, because I think you talked about silence. And that just starts to happen. Transformation, like you said, can happen instantly. I used to believe that it's a process, but I guess there's still a small change, even though the final change, there's never final change anyway. There's always a small change each time you do something. So just be more
I'm looking forward to talking more about Abby's transformation. We had a wonderful session the other day, and we made a transformation for her. And I'd love to talk about it with you maybe next week and tell you more about it.
And I can even talk about my own transformation, which is bound to be different from Abby's. I went through a transformation too. Yeah.
Really?
Okay. Thank you.
Okay, next week, let's make a little time to talk about transformation, okay?
We can even speak of our topic and include our transformation within the topic of collaboration or competitiveness. That is, we are going to offer our audience, yes or no. Are we competitive? Are we collaborative? By nature. By nature.
By nature. Right. I look forward to this. It's a date. Yeah, let's do it.
It's a deal.
Okay.
It's a deal.
It's a deal. So thank you both so much. Always. It's so lovely to have this ongoing project with you both. It's great. And long may it last. And I'll look forward to seeing you both next week and in between too. Have a great weekend.
Bye, everyone.
And thank you.
Thank you. Bye-bye. Bye. Great. So we always end up with wonderful final remarks and so on and so forth. So a real delight with my two colleagues and close friends now. So thank you so much. We've overgone our time limit here, so I'm not going to keep you any longer. Thank you so much for joining us. And yes, Embodiment Q&A happens every Friday, same time, 8 a.m. GMT. And you are invited to join us in the studio if you don't want to be a spectator. I can give you a link and you can actually apply to come and be in the studio with us, which would be wonderful. So thank you so much. Have a great weekend. Remember to check for your diaphragm. And I'll be posting clips about this during the week so that you can really recap on all this. So thank you so much. And I'll see you next Friday. Bye for now. So that's the 30th of January. Gosh, we're at the end of January. I can't believe it. Okay. Oh, we've got another comment here, which I'll just address. Oh, Shabana Kusa. Hello. Thank you so much. You're from Pakistan. Thank you for coming. Enjoyed the conversation. And thank you. Thank you. She says it's great. So if you want to come and join in with us, we talk about some wonderful topics, and we'd really love you to have you join us. Let me know if you'd like to come. Thank you so much. And with that, I'll start up the closing music. And if you have any questions or comments, please don't hesitate to leave them below this window. Thank you so much. See you next week. Bye-bye.